Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Backyard Buckets. Today we are going to be talking about the Phoenix Suns, as you probably saw by the title and thumbnail. And I'm guessing that's why you clicked on this video. Maybe you just accidentally pressed it. In that case, stick around, because we're going to be talking about the Phoenix Suns, like I just said. But if you are new here, make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1.5 thousand subscribers by the end of April. So make sure you subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated if you could help us out. Also, like the video, it gets the video out to more people through the YouTube algorithm. And with that being said, this year, the Phoenix Suns, obviously with the addition of Chris Paul, we're expected to be a playoff team and to be a competitor in the West. And so far, they've lived up to the expectations. On the year, they are 14-9. And like I said, fourth in the Western Conference. Devin Booker has been carrying the load offensively. And surprisingly enough, most of why they are good comes from the defensive side of things. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, though. Devin Booker, though, 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Shooting the ball 48% from the field and 36% from three. He's just being an absolute animal. And the dude's still only 24 years old. He has expressed that he wants to build a dynasty in Phoenix. And so far, it's looking really, really good. I mean, since the bubble started last year, they are 22-9. Obviously, 23 of those games coming with Chris Paul. 8 without, obviously. And they didn't have Kelly Oubre in the bubble either. So it was basically the bubble team plus Chris Paul, when you think about it that way. But Devin Booker, he's been the leader of the team so far, and he's done a very, very good job. This team, though, is built very well. Obviously, you have a great defense at the point guard position, and then all your scoring, for the most part, comes from the two guard. But Chris Paul scores a good bit as well. We'll talk about him in a second. You got prototypical NBA wings in McCall Bridges and Cam Johnson, guys that can really defend, taller guys that can absolutely stroke it from three. At least in Cam Johnson's case, although he's not been shooting that great. Other guys other guys such as Dario Saric, who has only played 7 games, and Jay Crowder, who can stretch the floor, and then you got the big man in the middle, DeAndre Ayton. So this is a very, very well-built team in my opinion, but it all revolves around Devin Booker, and he's doing a great job, averaging 24, 4, and 4 on 48-36 shooting splits. Next up is Chris Paul, who last year he spent the season in OKC, kind of carrying them to exceed expectations. They made the playoffs. They were really good. Then in the offseason, OKC decided to blow it up, sent Chris Paul to Phoenix, obviously, for a package centered around Kelly Oubre. Also had Ricky Rubio in there, as well as a couple other guys. This year, he's playing his role very well as the veteran point guard / leader of this team, averaging 16.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 8 assists. Obviously, the 8 assists, he's just the floor general and one of the better passers in the NBA today. Shooting the ball 47% from the field and 32% from three, so still not shooting the greatest from three, but he has picked it up in terms of points and rebounds on the season so far. 47% from the field also has been brought up a little bit since this first video I made about the Suns. One of the two wings I talked about a little bit earlier, McCall Bridges, he's playing very, very well. Also plays great defense, really good 3-and-D guy, like I said, prototypical NBA wing. And he's averaging 14.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Shooting the ball 50% from the field and 38% from three. So pretty good three-point percentage. It's not elite by any means. It's kind of average. But he's still really tall and can space the floor, as well as provides great defense. So that's what you want. Now we're going to talk about the big guy in the middle of it all, DeAndre Ayton, the number 1 pick from a couple years ago. I actually thought the Suns should have taken Luka Doncic. I'm not sure how that would have worked out in hindsight, but it's looking like this was a really good pick. DeAndre Ayton, 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 assists. Really, really good season. He's been pretty dominant when it comes to the boards. He's shooting the ball 57% from the field and 16% from three. So obviously, by no means is he a floor spacer, but he is a monster in the middle of the paint. He also does provide some rim protection Not as much as, say, like Rudy Gobert, obviously. But DeAndre Ayton, really, really good center for this Phoenix Suns team, holding it down in the middle. I referenced him earlier. We're going to talk about him some more now. Cameron Johnson. He's averaging 11.5 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist and a half per game, shooting the ball 44% from the field and 36% from three. So not the greatest three-point percentage from your wing that you want to be surrounding Devin Booker with, but it's all right. I mean, there's no spacing from the center position, so you have to find it elsewhere. Chris Paul not shooting the ball that well from three. The whole team, if they could just raise their three-point percentages a couple of spots, they'd be even better. I think that's part of the reason their offensive rating is so far down. Like I said, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, though. Next guy, Dario Saric. As I mentioned, he's only played 7 games, averaging 11 points, 5 rebounds, and an assist, shooting the ball 44% from the field and 36% from three. He's only played 7 games. He hasn't had that much of an impact on the season overall. Jay Crowder, who they lured away from the Miami Heat, and he chose them over the Dallas Mavericks in this year's offseason. Another floor spacer. He's averaging 10.5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting the ball 37% from the field and 34% from three. So like I said, this whole team, if they can just raise their three-point percentage up just a couple of points, they'd be that much better. And then last guy we're going to talk about, Jalen Smith, the number 10 pick in this year's draft. He has not seen the floor very much. He's only averaging 2 points and a rebound and a half per game, not an assist or a block per game. Shooting the ball 35% from the field and 29% from three. So obviously he's got to develop some more. Still a really young guy, and hopefully that will come in due time. Now, like I said, the Suns have the 16th best offensive rating and the 5th best defensive rating. So their defense is definitely carrying them. Offense, like I said, when those threes pick up, so will that. It'll rise. I don't know, whichever one. But with all that being said, that is going to be it for today's video. If you enjoyed it at any point, make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button. It'll really help us out a lot in the YouTube algorithm, and it'll be greatly appreciated. If you need help with March Madness, make sure to come back here. And with all that being said, thank you for watching.